Ringside Classic, the real world junior heavyweight champion.
Johnny Swinger here, the king of swing.
This is Chemo, the Korean super soldier. This is Master Wayne Boozer of Texas Coast Karate.
This is Tasha Simone, former NWA World's Women's Champion.
This is Universal Soldier Phil Shatter, also TNA Gunner.
This is the Master of Malice, Mark James, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off.
I want to say greetings, good afternoon, how the heck you doing? Welcome into Beyond Ringside, 26 before the top of the hour, Fast Steady Lane, live from the vault in the Full Range Entertainment Control Center. It has been a great week in more ways than one. I hope everybody's been having a great weekend as well. And we're going to try this out dry run live on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. Tag team partner, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis Wick. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
I've enjoyed it. Had a great night last night at Global, Pell City, Alabama. Had a chance to catch the replay of UFC 157. Tremendous show last night. Had a chance to catch the Daytona race. So 3 different sports in the course of actually just under 24 hours. Didn't get a chance to catch up on too much else. Did manage to catch Ring of Honor this afternoon. But before I go into all that, first and foremost, coming out of last night, you've got to be happy with the results from Global Championship Wrestling of the JYD Memorial.
I was very excited. High definition got overtaken. High def got taken over by high death, as we said. Hell of a showing for Foster. Foster and Cody totally stood their ground, fought the entire match. And it was just one thing. If you were there, Eddie, I know you got some footage of it, man. Yeah. If you put any of that up, and then what happened afterwards, because I think everybody's really talking about what transpired at the end of the event, sir, after Micah and Spiral went on to the finals. O'Hagan, all of the Underground come out. Obviously, unlike us, the Underground had to cheat to win.
Now,
when they all come out, now for those, there were like 8 of them. Everybody, see, who was there? There was Xander Stone. It took Xander Stone, Kuntz, Micah, Spiral, J.J. Tanner, and who else? Who else was with them?
That was it in that particular tangent, yeah.
Okay. To beat Jake Cole and Showtime Shane Fox.
And Cole and Fox put up a hell of a fight. You got to admit that.
Let me ask you a question. Name one person right now, with the exception of, let's say, Doom Trevor Eon and Spiral, who everybody knows I think highly of. Name one other person besides them, besides Jake Cole, that is tearing it up. That kid, let me tell you something. You don't know Jake Cole. A lot of the guys don't know Jake Cole. You will. That kid can bring it. Some people are for show, some people are for go. He has one of the best clotheslines I've seen on the indie circuit in some time, and that is absolutely no joke. Any promoter out there is listening, because we know that promoters listen to this all the time. You want to book somebody? Try Trevor Doom Eon, Jeremy Foster, Jake Cole. 3 names right off the top of my head in Spiral. I know Spiral didn't need any. Spiral's all over the place. Spiral, I think, is doing something this weekend. I think he's booked in over in Europe this weekend, in all honesty. Isn't that what it is?
I'm trying to remember. I think so. I think he does have a flight out. Now, I know a number of the different stars from Global and the Underground are also in Warner Robins, Georgia. They should be just wrapping up a show over there at Rampage.
So what time is it?
6:30.
Yes, sir. They're already over. I think they ended at 5 o'clock our time.
Yeah. And actually a little bit later, expected to be joined by Micah Taylor, Mad Dog Dan Sawyer, and a lot of the stars from GCW over on GCW Radio at 9. I'm saying 9 p.m. Central. It may go sooner than that. So I've had a long weekend. But yeah, last night, the unlucky, and here's the breakdown.
Exactly. That was a hell of a card.
It really was.
And you said, and we've talked about this not on air, but we talked about it last night. This is the first time that the JYD Memorial Finals will actually be in Palmerdale. The finals were not held the same night as the semifinals, and I like that. It gives everybody a chance to regroup, and how the night ended last night with Underground back-to-back in the ring. O'Hagan, Dan Sawyer come out. They wanted to challenge it, and then, of course, we come out because we're part of the finals, too. Somehow, O'Hagan and Sawyer and my Irish brothers, I give them their props, hell of talent, tough guys. Somehow they weaseled their way into this. Somehow it is now, for the first time ever in JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament history, a triple threat tag team for that prestigious for that trophy, and for the GCW tag team title, sir.
The trophy, the plaques, the bragging rights, and the championship belts will all be on the line Saturday, March 2nd in Palmerdale, Alabama, where Global Championship Wrestling presents the finals of the JYD Memorial. Yeah, this has only happened, I believe, since I've been back with the company. It's only happened one other time that we've had to go to a third night for the JYD Memorial. Normally, the semifinals and the finals take place on that night. But with the way things had been shifting around, and, I'm going to say there's been some lobbying taking place. I'm not going to lie. And I'll go into a little bit more depth on that later on tonight on GCW Radio here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, Beyond Ringside Radio. And there's some things that are going to come out into the open tonight. Probably some people are going to be uncomfortable, but you know something? I have no qualms talking about it. I'm very clear about it. Now, I'd like to welcome in tag team partner Mark Mabo Bowman. Mabo, how you feeling, man?
You won't let me say the words I want to
say. Now, I'm also going to say this, shifting topics for a little bit. If you happen to catch Ring of Honor from yesterday, and if you haven't seen the replay from tonight, I've got to give credit where credit is due. ROH World Champion Kevin Steen led off the show and laid out probably one of the best pieces of mic work that I've heard him do, and he actually let it shred for a second, because it's no secret that Kevin Steen was not happy with some of the directions that ROH was going. We've had Nigel McGuinness, ROH matchmaker, on, and he wasn't happy with the way certain things were going. And I love the final part of the comment where Kevin Steen basically said, one of the reasons I feel you're deserving of a title shot is because you hate Jim Cornette as much as I do. And Steen, if you get a chance to go back and listen, I've got the full clip, but it runs 3 minutes. And I haven't had a chance to slice it out where I want it. And I'm just going to say this. For as much as I enjoy Kevin Steen's promos and watching Kevin Steen in the ring, for a bigger guy, he works very well and very effectively. We've talked on this show about the fact of people of different size and stature working to their positives, and Kevin Steen has mastered that for the most part. Now, I'm looking at next weekend in Chicago Ridge, ROH and the 11th anniversary show. Main event, Kevin Steen, Jay Lethal. Mark Bowman, your thoughts on that matchup?
Don't care.
Wicked?
I don't understand why Kevin Steen has a problem with Cornette, since that was his pet project, if you will. If not for Cornette, Steen would never be champion. Jay Lethal is a hell of a talent. Kevin Steen needs to lose about 20 pounds. His work is sloppy. He is stiff in his shots in the ring, but Jay Lethal is very snug, very tight. I hope and pray that they put the title on Jay Lethal, because Kevin Steen does absolutely nothing for that company. He is nobody that you want to have as the face of your company, especially Ring of Honor, who is trying to get a foothold or get a foot in the door somewhere in the state of professional wrestling, and Kevin Steen's not the guy to put the belt on or to keep the belt on. I think one of the main reasons he was champion for so long was because of Cornette. I mean, Cornette wanted Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and that's what he tried to turn Ring of Honor into.
And that's not what Ring of Honor was. And, I get accused of living in the past every once in a while when it comes to certain facets of pro wrestling. And it's not that I live in the past. It's that I pay attention to it, and I try to learn from it, and I try to learn as many lessons as I can from it. Now, loaded question since I don't know. Wick, you say you don't watch it that much, but Mabel, I'm going to ask you. In the weeks that Nigel McGuinness has been in place as matchmaker, have you seen a noted improvement in the overall quality of the product?
Well, I mean, yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's been better since Cornette's been gone, but yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Do you guys think that since Cornette's been gone, because it seems that everybody that I know all of a sudden is working dark matches, getting on, do you think that they're bringing in the more of an indie style that really got Ring of Honor to the forefront? Do you feel that Nigel McGuinness is the reason behind this, if it's just something that's just like, the progression of the game, so to speak? Or am I just overlooking seeing that there's 8 or 9 new guys every 2 weeks going up there?
Mabo, you go first.
Well, I mean, it does seem like there's an influx of new people, of new guys who I really could give 2 wet farts about, honestly. There's like 1 or 2, but I mean, it's better than the hackneyed stuff that Cornette had them doing and what was going on.
Well,
so,
go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay.
What about somebody like Drew Adler and Mike Posey and Corey Hollis, guys that we have personally seen that have gotten to go up there and actually kind of shine?
Well, I mean, it was good to see them, but I don't know if it's just a different audience or whatever. But it just didn't seem that the audience connected to those guys, and I mean, maybe that's just me, but. I mean, it's not to say that that the guys that we know aren't talented, because they're beyond talented. They're probably more talented than a quarter of the locker room that they have. But it's just like it just didn't seem to me that there was really a connection, and that's not anybody's fault, to be honest. I mean, if the ROH crowd wanted to know more about guys like Mike Posey and Corey Hollis, then they could simply go look up their stuff on YouTube.
Exactly.
And understand what they are. So it's nothing that those guys aren't doing wrong, because they're doing everything right and then some. It's just sometimes wrestling fans get stuck in their way, and they enjoy the one flavor of ice cream that they're eating.
Do you guys think that it's like an ECW type, Eddie? I was going to ask you this, like kind of a follow-up or whatever. You remember when ECW would constantly complain about WWE and WCW, but yet when those guys come in, they get the biggest pops? Do you think that with Ring of Honor being like, oh, well, we want real wrestling, we want an indie style on a big stage, but yet when it happens, they totally turn on it because they're like, where's Jay Lethal? Where's Matt Hardy? Where are these guys that were big names somewhere else that are coming in? Do you think that that's what it is?
Yes and no. And let me tackle each of the 3 that you're laying out there. It's okay. Number 1, I do think that there is a slight flaw in the overall system that ROH is running, due to the fact that when they bring in newer guys, that contact, that connection may not be there right off the bat, because the television audience doesn't have a chance to find out who's going to be on the card. ROH normally will post their major event lineups by match, i.e. what's happening this weekend at 11th anniversary. You've got the full lineup. You don't have the luxury of knowing who's going to be on the card for the television taping the night after that. So the crowd doesn't always, it's kind of like, we've all been to shows. We've all worked shows. That the fact of the matter is, when you bring in a new face, the crowd may not make that connection at the introduction. Oh, cool. Great. You're here. We appreciate that. Thank you for coming. Now show me what you can do. And then when you see what they can do, the fans make more of a connection. Because of the factor, you get a chance to see the personality and see the work the person does in ring and see the match as it takes shape. It's like, okay, this person has a clue. Yeah, I'll cheer you. Yes, I'll boo you. Kind of like last night on ROH and during the finals of the Top Prospect tournament, when you had Matt Taven and Darius Thomas. And the crowd was kind of like solid. The crowd was behind both guys, but Truth Martini started to stick his nose in, and you started to see it's like Martini's going in one direction, so we'll go ahead and boo this guy a little bit, but we're going to cheer the other guy a little bit more. And then move from there. The ECW factor. Extreme Championship Wrestling, Paul Heyman, Todd Gordon, were the absolute best about taking the risk to bring in new faces and new styles that people had not seen on mainstream television. The two majors were sticking with the tried and true. ECW did what TNA started to do and what ROH is doing now. You're bringing in fresh faces. You're bringing in different styles of talent in the ring. And little by little, it's paying off. People are getting a chance to make that connection with those people. Now, here in the U.S., the three of us didn't know who the hell Rockstar Spud was. Didn't really know who the Blossom Twins were. Didn't know who Party Marty were.
Speak for yourself.
Okay.
I knew who the Blossom Twins were.
I knew who the Blossom Twins were, and I'd seen stuff on Rockstar Spud.
Okay.
I had not, though.
I had not. So, I stand corrected on that particular argument. But the fact of the matter is, as I watched Spud work, not because he was the British boot camp winner, but because of who he was in the ring, his personality, the way he worked, the way the match unfolded, I started to really enjoy the match. The 6-person tag with the Blossom Twins and Party Marty. I think all 6 people in that match worked a good match. And I think that's one of the things that made the previous 4 weeks of Impact, with the exception of the crap that happened this week, which I'll go into in a minute, 3 excellent episodes of Impact. I don't know if y'all have had a chance to catch them. I know, Wick, you know.
No, I was watching the UFC. I was watching Ronda Rousey, who, to me is one of the greatest women's fighters of all time, if not the greatest. I was watching her armbar, as I called it.
Jim
That's
Carmouche.
what I watched.
Yeah, I missed it by 1. My prediction for the last 2 weeks has been Rousey, round 2, armbar, submission. Done.
I said the end of the first, beginning of the second, and when Liz had her in the standing choke,
Yep.
I mean, she could have had her, but as you can see, Ronda flipped her off, just to Alabama saying, "Boom, get off me," and then stood up and told her, "Come on." That was great.
Yeah.
That was great, and I'm so glad that the fans were behind it. A sellout crowd and huge buy rate for an historic event, because as everybody knows, a year and a half ago, I kind of got into it with Dana White via Twitter because, and I know it sounds retarded, but it happened because I asked him, when will we see women fight? And he totally shot me down, used language that we cannot use here, that we will have to use on the To Be Determined show, but pretty much saying that it will never happen, and that I was an idiot for thinking so. That was the gist of it. I still haven't heard an apology. Dana, I'm still waiting on an apology because I knew it was happening. We all knew it.
We all knew it.
Even the casual MMA fan. Those of us that are wrestling fans, those of us in the business, we've seen it coming.
Yep.
The women's wrestlers are starting to take over. There's more and more women's promotions. There's less and less fetish matches. Harkening back to a To Be Determined show discussion we had this past Wednesday. But it's evolution. It's progression. It's bound to happen. And somebody made the comment that UFC must be dropping acid to think that guys would pay to watch 2 women fight. And his tweet was, is it who would pay to see that when some guys allow that to happen each night, which is totally stupid and totally retarded.
And
that's what you want to see. There's nothing better than a strong, beautiful woman beating the crap out of another. I'm just saying.
I'm going to say this. Paul Heyman was all up and down Twitter last night, and I follow him on Twitter, one of the few so-called...
He always is with MMA. Who is more about UFC in wrestling besides CM Punk and Paul Heyman?
Undertaker, but he's not really on Twitter.
Yes. Oh, look, Waco.
Yeah, he was in Waco last night.
Hey, Bo, have you seen the pictures?
Yes. Yeah, I saw him.
We'll segue to that real quick. It has been reported, and there is evidence out there that The Undertaker made his return last night at a WWE house show for the Blue Brand in Waco, Texas last night. I personally haven't had a chance to see the pictures. Maybo, I'll dish in your direction.
Yeah, it was a picture. I mean, it's not like it's a damn Bigfoot sighting or something, dude. There's no alleged this or reported that. I mean, there was pictures. He was there.
Well, that means that he's getting ready for WrestleMania.
Well, he needs to do a couple of sit-ups because looked a little paunchy, if you ask me. But
the pictures that were taken 2 months ago, I think, like at a hockey game or something. It was a month ago. Hockey game?
No, it wasn't even 2 months ago, dude. It was like 2 weeks ago when they were up in Tennessee.
He looks better. He looked better last night because I saw his entrance picture. the after picture, he looks better than what he did. Now he's letting the gray go. Props to him. He's going I like Kevin Nash. Just forget about it. Just let it go. But he looks better than he did in those pictures. I'm just saying. I didn't know it was 2 weeks ago. I thought it was a little bit longer than that. But that leads me to believe he's getting ready for it. And I don't know what everybody's prediction is because I've heard 1,000 different things and I don't know. But I think that this is what they're going to do with Punk against Taker for WrestleMania.
Ew. I like it, but I don't like it. It's like
I don't like it. I'm just saying.
I think it would be a good match, but I just don't know if I'm ready. I don't know really how well Punk Taker would draw, and if they really. Okay, here's the thing.
Well, you don't think Taker Punk would draw?
I think it would draw, but not for the right reasons.
Mabo, hold on, Mabo. Do you think Taker Punk would draw?
Well, I mean, at a Mania.
With the build-up. Yes.
The build-up?
They're going to be at Mania anyways, but
I mean, if they've got enough time behind it and enough reasoning behind it, then it could draw. But I mean, it's not like a. I mean, first of all, everything's going up against Rock Cena.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the major issue. Number two, it's not going to be like a retirement match or a part two like with Shawn and Triple H. So will it be? I mean, done properly though. It will draw, but they're going to have to step up into overdrive because they've got like a month and change.
They got 6 weeks. They got 6 weeks.
Well, like I said, a month and change.
All right.
How long was the build-up? How long was the build-up between Hogan and Michaels?
Oh, they had 6 weeks to do that. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Now,
6 weeks.
Then let me ask this. And this is something that I was going to bring up Wednesday, but we ran out of time.
Okay.
2 questions. Number one, does anybody do either of you really think that Cena will either not go over tomorrow night on Monday Night Raw, or do you think that it's going to end per se in let's say a double DQ or something to where they have to build a triple threat match out of it? Mabo, your thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I don't know because I think they're really trying to keep it pure, Cena Rock. So, I think it's going to be a clean win.
So that part of that silencing of the critics will definitely be in place, in your opinion.
Yeah, I mean, because as much as I just don't see Rock Cena Punk. I just don't see that being. It would be pointless to have Punk in there. I mean, it's got to be Rock. It literally has to be Rock Cena. So
it would have to be twice in a lifetime, as they were originally trying to put it together.
Yeah.
Okay, Wicked, your thoughts? Cena goes over clean, or they split it up?
I'm a little behind. Really quick. So is Cena wrestling Rock for the title tomorrow night?
No, Cena's wrestling Punk tomorrow night. Winner gets the title shot at Mania.
Okay. Cena's got to win this. Like you said, they've done a triple threat. Let's talk about Triple H, Benoit, and Angle.
Yeah.
No, who was it? Who was it at 20?
Shawn.
Okay, Shawn. They've done triple threat. You just take something away from Cena and Rock. I think that takes something away. The fact that I don't know. I think Cena has to go around. I think you guys are right. And then Jack Swagger has to come out and smoke some weed, and
okay,
all hell breaks loose.
And thank you for the segue because I'm taking it.
Oh, whoa, let's wait because never mind. We got who's our guest?
Actually, Kevin Brandon from IWA Deep South is scheduled to join us at 7:00 p.m. I was trying to see if he could move up to 6, but he's still got something going on, so we're bringing him in straight up at 7:00. We're going 2 minutes before the top of the hour on this Sunday night thing, live beyond Ringside, Fast Eddie Lane, Mark Mabo Bowman, Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. And I laid a comment out in one of the so-called groups on Facebook.
Oh, God.
And my question is, now, knowing the situation with Jack Swagger the way we do, more details have come out, more situations have unfolded. If they were to go ahead, and remember, the WWE wellness policy stipulates the factor of possession or use of an illegal substance. It doesn't say anything about testing. It says possession or use.
What extra has come out? Because obviously I've missed this.
Because the fact of the matter is, the DUI that was given to Jack Swagger in Mississippi that night was given to him as a DUI controlled substance, not DUI alcohol. If it's DUI alcohol, that's basically booze. Okay, WWE is going to blow that off. They're just going to set him up with a driver. If it's DUI controlled substance, that proves the fact that he was in possession of and has used a controlled substance, i.e. marijuana. Totally different and direct violation of the wellness policy.
Well, I mean, it says that they busted him for speeding, DUI, and possession.
Well, the DUI that was given to him was not given as a DUI alcohol. It was given DUI controlled substance. That's the information that I've read.
Okay, but what does it freaking matter? He was busted with pot.
I guess Dan. I guess you're trying to say, Eddie, the fact that Swagger it isn't his. That he could say, "Oh, well, I was holding it for somebody," but the fact that he's DUI under the influence of marijuana makes you think that automatically makes him like automatic X failing the drug policy.
Ding, 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 ding. To a degree, yes. Now here's my thing.
Oh my God! What'd I win?
I don't know.
Did I hit a whammy?
No whammy.
Oh,
Yahtzee. Okay. 69. Never mind.
What do you?
The numbers game from pre-show last night. We'll talk later. You must have missed that one. You must have been outside. And from that vantage point, if WWE were to go ahead and do a 30-day suspension on Swagger, considering you've got Coulter where he is, love you, Uncle Dutch, in the position of Swagger's mouthpiece, manager, advisor, all of the above, do you think that they could go ahead and do a suspension on Swagger, keep Coulter in the spotlight to keep the storyline going, let Swagger come back a week and a half before Mania or 2 weeks before Mania and still be able to pull it off? Mabo, your thoughts?
Well, first of all, you're wrong there, fried eggs. Possession of a controlled substance is not a suspension. It is subject to, not definite, but subject to termination. There is no suspension.
Ooh.
There is subject to termination. I went over the wellness policy. That's not meaning he is going to be terminated. That's the line. That's the one word that they are clearly defining right there. Subject to.
Right.
Now there will be no suspension because it says nothing in there about suspension. That is if you test positive for controlled substances or what have you, followed up by fines and suspensions. And doesn't Swagger have one against him anyway?
Yep.
Yeah.
He has at least one or two. So, but this is.
How many did Ray have?
This is possession, meaning subject to termination. Going into Mania, and especially with the stuff with going back and the videos. Yep. Which I don't know if you guys have touched on yet.
Not yet.
No, we have not. I was just about to go ahead. Yes, sir.
Well, then we can segue into that in a second, too, especially the one that I viewed yesterday with the quote-unquote breaking of kayfabe.
Okay, do me a favor. We're at 1 minute after. Let's go ahead and hit the break real quick. We'll come back at 5 after. We'll pick it up from there, okay?
Sure show.
Okie dokie. Folks, hang tight. We are going to go to a quick break, and actually, instead of commercials, we are going to be returning the Georgia Wrestling Report with Mark Grayson right here on Beyond Ringside.
Welcome to the Georgia Wrestling Report. I'm Mark Grayson with GeorgiaWrestlingFans.com and the 5MinuteMark.com. Each week I'll bring you 5 minutes of news and views from the independent professional wrestling scene in Georgia and a healthy dose of shameless self-promotion.
I remember I was home, then I took them, and then I spent them on that vacation to Aruba. Then I bought this miniature suit of armor I saw in the in-flight magazine.
And that's the last you saw of your savings?
Yes.
This is so weird.
I know, right?
Weird? Not really. Not saving now means no money later. You'd be surprised how quickly a little money from every paycheck can really add up. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free ideas and easy ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
The armor is cool, though. Oops. I think I broke its gauntlet.
You broke my favorite part.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Hi, everybody. This is Jerry the King Lawler. That's right. The host of the #1 rated show in all of cable television, Monday Night Raw. That's right. Jerry the King Lawler. WWE Hall of Famer, Jerry the King Lawler, and I am locked into Beyond Ringside.
So, I'm a dog, and I just got adopted by this new human guy, and I'm starting to wonder how he got along without me. I mean, okay, something as simple as walking around the block. He's got this leash thing, and he puts me on one end and him on the other, and I'm just taking him around. I think he's afraid of getting lost. Without that leash and me guiding him along, I don't think he'd find his way back home. But it's kind of cute.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
This is Tasha Simone, former NWA World's Women's Champion. I am right here talking to Fast Eddie Lane, and if you're not listening, I've got a pile driver in store for you. Don't forget, you're locked in to Beyond Ringside.
Hi, this is Carl Edwards here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You want to make a difference? It's simple. Be responsible. Plan ahead. Designate before you celebrate. Friends don't let friends drive drunk.
Baby, you can drive my car. Yes, I'm gonna be a star.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Let me drive. How do you know when it's time to give up the keys? When your dog grabs your keys from your lap and your lap is on the floor. Yep, it's Jeff Foxworthy Parade saying, when you party, be sure to designate before you celebrate.
If you want to make it home alive, let me drive.
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Just please don't drink and drive. It's not fun.
The full moon lights the silver rails winding around dark mountains and over steep gorges of jagged rock and one freezing cold rushing black mountain river. I wish there was enough time to describe all of the funny twists and turns that led up to now, but there isn't enough time because there's a ticking clock and the two passengers we care most about don't know anything about it. To see what happens next, visit read.gov to read The Exquisite Corpse, a riveting adventure pieced together by John Sheska, Shannon Hale, Daniel Handler, and other popular authors. Explore new worlds. Read. Brought to you by the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
I don't recycle. I mean, we can just find another planet for your kids to live on, you know?
Noted non-recycler Tommy Crenshaw talks about the future.
Oh, I can totally see finding another planet that can support life when ours fills up with trash.
Log on to yougottabekidding.org and learn about all the ways you can recycle, unless you're into lame excuses like Tommy's.
Hey, recycling's just not my thing. Starting over on a new planet? Now that's exciting.
Don't be that guy, unless you want people looking at you funny. Log on to yougottabekidding.org.
Engines.
Check.
Thrusters.
Check.
Fuel.
Check.
Computers.
Check.
Social Security.
No check, go direct.
That's right, Patty. A few weeks ago, I went online to godirect.org to sign up for direct deposit. It's easy to do, and I got my cash at warp speed.
Wow, it's fast and easy. I'll sign up right now to make sure I'm prepared for our next mission.
I started going cold turkey. Well, at least when I'm in the car.
I know I shouldn't do it, but it's so hard to stop. That's why I hide it from myself, so I won't be tempted.
I used to do it all the time. I stopped by locking it in my glove compartment.
My friend used to do it way too much. Now I turn it off when we're in the car.
My solution is simple. I just don't do it.
There are lots of ways to stop yourself and others from texting and driving. How will you stop? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Hey parents, pick up your kids without embarrassing them with OMGPS, a navigation system that tells you how far away you need to park when you pick them up.
Keisha at mall. Proceed to outer food court.
Thanks, OMGPS.
OMGPS is not available in stores because it doesn't exist. But that's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent, because kids in foster care don't need perfection. They need you. For more information on how you can adopt, go to adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Beyond Ringside Live, 24 before the top of the hour on this Sunday night. Fast Eddie Lane, Mark Mabo Bowman, the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis. Be sure to catch us, beyondringside@gmail.com. Emails, questions, comments, also at Beyond Ringside. One word, run it all together over on Twitter and Facebook.com/Beyond Ringside Live. Moving on topics, once again, Kevin Brandon from IWA Deep South scheduled to join us in about 30 minutes from right now, just after the top of the hour on this Sunday night. They've got a great event coming up on March 16th in our home market of Alabama down, I believe, in Sicalaga, USA. Silicaga, if you want to pronounce it correctly, for those of us who live around here. Some of us have jokingly pronounced it Sicalaga. Others just sit back and go, the hell do you say? You know, kind of like what normally happens. Speaking of what the hell moments from this week, and of course, when the championship celebration from The Rock was scheduled to go off, and I saw the table in the ring with the big red curtain or drape over it, and it's like I'm finally gonna get the Brahma Bull belt. I'm finally, after all these years, they're going to bring out the Brahma Bull belt and they're going to run with it. Cena's had the spinner. Austin had the smoking skull. And I've got my hopes going, yes, we finally, those who are old school fans are finally going to get their vindication. And then all of a sudden, the curtain is pulled back. The little the tablecloth is taken off. And the first words that pop into my head are something that Paul Heyman said earlier in the show.
Is this my cue to vomit?
Because what they unveiled as the new WWE Championship belt, in my humble opinion, was one of the worst pieces of crap.
Is this my cue to vomit?
And yes, I did, plain and simple. The new championship belt, Mark Bowman, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I don't know if I can say what I tweeted. I don't remember. It basically went from a hot pile of dog crap to just hot vomit. It still looks horrible. I don't know what they're trying to make out of having belts like these. Very similar in design to the NXT title. Where I mean, it's what happens when you get the old guy from American Chopper to do it.
No, they would.
No, they got Paul Tuttle Sr. He helped design it or build it or something. I don't know. Like I said, it just looks. It's just stupid. I mean, you know, thank God it doesn't look like it belongs, you know, in a little girl's, you know, fashion accessory line anymore. But it's just I don't know. It's once again, it just seems that. It's one of those things, let's just throw it up against the wall, see if it sticks.
It didn't. Wicked Nemesis, your thoughts?
It looked like a class ring, plain and simple. I do agree with Rock. A championship title should never spin, and it should never look like a toy. I'm hoping that when Rock loses the title, that he takes his title with him. As we all know, it's going to go up in his thousands of trophies and all his belts he has, his big trophy case, which he's shown on WWE before. I hope he takes this with him. But Mabo brought up a good point about the decals on the side. Mabo, would you like to say what you said about that?
Actually, yeah. If you look on either side, it's 3D. It's like almost like they're magnets or slide on with tags, like you see with earrings. Logo. It was a Brahma Bull logo, which makes me wonder that whoever holds the belt next, Cena, whomever, are those going to be interchangeable? Because Sheamus a few days ago tweeted a picture of the belt, but instead of the bulls, it was a 3-leaf clover. Now, mind you, people could be like, oh, well, that was a sticker or that was photoshopped. No, you could look. It was clearly connected to the belt. It was detailed. It wasn't like somebody just put a sticker on it. It looked like it fit onto the belt. So
yeah, the side plates came off.
Well, with that being said, if Cena wins, are they going to put the can't see logo on there? If, I don't know, if Undertaker ever, when he comes back, are they going to put
the Taker logo?
Taker logo, yeah. So I don't know what they're going to go with it.
CM Punk with the fist through the X.
Well, maybe because originally, from what was told, that there was a design was supposed to be a 3D eagle holding the world. Which, for those of you who've followed WWE and WWF for a while, it was always, at least since I remember when Hogan was holding the belt, it was an eagle.
Yeah,
it's the eagle belt, and even up to the undisputed belt that Jericho had, it had an eagle on it.
ECW's belt.
We're not going to talk about that, and that was a phoenix. That wasn't an eagle. It was a phoenix.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I don't know what this means. Maybe is this a one-off belt like the Smoking Skull or the original Brahma Bull belt for The Rock? Who knows? Let's hope so.
But the original Brahma Bull belt, as you were just saying, wasn't that gaudy. This is very gaudy. This is very Orange County Choppers-esque. This is very, this is very, no, this is how I'm going to do it. Me and my son are going to fight, and we're going to have 14 different shows, that type of crap. But as we were it also depends on who holds the title. Obviously, somebody like Evan Bourne, unfortunately, I don't think Rey Mysterio. Guys like that will never hold the title, so we don't have to worry about that. But really quick, let's just play like a very quick game of, who would have what decal. Can we do that?
Sure.
Mabo, let's just ask this really quick. Let's just think about who. Heath Slater, what would his decal be?
I would say one of two things. It'll either be a 3 and then like MB squished together, or it'll be a play off the Cena logo, but instead of the letter C in the no sign, it'll be a microphone. Or it could be the Wendy's logo.
Eddie?
Yeah, I was going to go with the Wendy's logo. Damn you!
I actually think it'll be a little figure of a man dragging a woman by her hair.
Either that or a broken guitar like Jeff Jarrett would have.
Boo! Mom was
Actually,
funny.
you know
Leave
what?
me alone.
Actually, with the Heath Slater, it could be anything because God knows it'll never happen.
True.
Now let's see. Evan Bourne. What would Evan Bourne's be?
Mabo?
A broken foot with a pot leaf on it.
Eddie?
I second that emotion.
I think it would actually be like a running Hurricane Rana, one of those like flippity floppity things. Or maybe it would be the Scorpion, and then they can pay MTV a little bit of money to Rob Dyrdek.
Oh yeah,
for ridiculousn's. Yes.
Alberto Del Rio.
That's exactly what I was about to say. Eddie, let me play this game. I'm the host in this game.
Okay.
Alberto Del Rio, Eddie.
I guess they'd have to go with the Mexican flag.
Mabo.
I'm going to say a green card.
There you go.
I think what you originally said off air, I think is what they would go with, would be the Alberto Del Rio, kind of the front end of the
Rolls Royce.
Rolls Royce, yes, I'm sorry. Rolls Royce. Now, let's go a little bit harder. Randy Orton.
Oh, that's easy. It would literally be a Viper. It would be the open mouth Viper striking that he's got on his merchandise lately.
Or to coin a really bad joke, it could be an image of Chris Hansen to catch an apex predator. Okay.
To catch an apex predator, that's not like something they'd have on Mad TV. Mad. Anyways, what about somebody a little old school style? What would have Dusty Rhodes been with this?
That's easy. He would go simple on it. The cursive DNR, like he had on his trunks and on his boots every once in a while. He would go with the cursive DR.
Mabo.
I think his would be a large birthmark on the side of his stomach.
Either that or a cheeseburger.
I think it'd be polka dots.
What would Gold Dust be?
Oh. Mabo, go.
Probably be, is there any way, can you actually draw bitterness towards your brother and father?
Yeah, dollar sign.
Can you draw that?
And we just gave away the Ted DiBiase version of the belt. $.
I think he would actually be the type that would change it to like a gold, like all gold, like gold glitter, gold dust. Or he would have himself when he was a cross dresser, when he had the big pink cones.
I think there would be like a gold penis on there if it was that one.
Oh yes, that probably would be, and it's a boo up under, or Ahmed Johnson.
Crutches.
What about Ahmed Johnson would be pimps, bunch of hoes on it.
Actually, Ahmed Johnson's would probably be like a broken arm or a broken leg.
Crutches.
How many people he crippled.
Oh my God, yes. It would be him throwing gold dust through the door.
I have the ultimate. What would China's be?
A penis.
Butt cheeks.
No, China would definitely be a picture of Stephanie McMahon broken in half.
China's would be probably
her dog she talked about for 3 months. Everybody see my dog! I saw my dog!
Okay, let's go around the table for a second. If one of us were to hold that belt, Mabo, what would the logo be for Wicked Nemesis?
Pass. I'm joking.
Pass. He's joking. And it's not Puff Puff Ass, dude. You okay? Wicked, what would you have as your own logo?
I don't. Probably the Merchants of Death symbol.
I thought you'd go immediately for the Mohawk.
No. See, somebody's trying to tell me that I need to copyright the white mask with the Mohawk and use that as my signature, but that would just be too egotistical. But that would be the one that they would probably push on me. Their white original death mask with my Mohawk.
Actually, Wicked's would probably be the Sinestro Corps logo.
The Nemestro. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
Wicked, what would be the one for Mabo?
Oh, come on now. Mabo's would definitely be a vagina with a penis going into it. And it would actually, like, when you hold it, it'd be like one of those old 3D cards, that they would have, and it'd be going in and out, in and out, in and out.
Mabo, what would you have for it?
Ejaculate would be on it.
Have a splot on the front?
Yes. You have to do it 3 times. You can do that.
I don't even know how to follow that up.
You follow that one. I'm not touching it.
I can't even follow that.
But what about Eddie's? What about Eddie's?
Oh, crap.
What would Eddie's do, Mabo?
Oh. The Han Solo vest?
It would just a vest.
That'd work for me.
Eddie's would be like the Showbiz pizza. Remember how they used to have like the Chuck E. Cheese? Showbiz used to have the light up lights, had like the red, green, and yellow that would flash repeatedly.
I would not have the Chris Jericho jacket.
It would be like that. It would be like that, but on the sides it'd actually have a picture of Eddie's face on it, looking into a mirror.
It would have my caricature.
Yes.
I still like that caricature. Damn thing's about 15 years old, and I still like it. It's still funny as hell to look at every once in a while. Kind of like the rest of me. But I just don't.
What this has been, how do you trash a world title? Courtesy of Beyond Ringside.
There you go. And to which I can just say one thing. Whoever said, Vince, that's a really good idea.
You just made the stupidest decision of your life.
I'm sorry.
You're fired.
Hey, Vince, we're going to unveil the new belt this week.
We'll do it next week.
Okay.
Exactly. That was funny.
I mean, when it comes down to, hey, Vicky, better yet, WWE Creative, did you have any input on this belt whatsoever?
You have nothing to say?
There you go.
You've ruined it by saying Vicky.
I know.
Yeah.
I screwed up. I was.
One too many.
What can you say when it? I just have to sit back and say.
Oh, I love all the dramatic women.
Okay.
You should have stopped at 2. 2 jokes is enough.
Normally 3 is the rule of thumb.
Don't use the rule of 3. Don't use the rule of 3 in comedy because this is not a comedic. You're not Robin Williams.
There's only one Robin Williams. He was on Dan Patrick last week, or early before they went on their hiatus to go out to California. And Williams, I think the song by Paul Simon says it beautifully. He's still crazy after all these years. That would be an interview that I would look forward to. I would mark out for it, and I would be scared to death going into that interview because there are so many different questions that I would want to ask Robin Williams, and I'd be afraid for him to really go into character because the interview that I would actually want to be interviewing Robin Williams, not one of the 237 people that live inside him currently.
You couldn't do that. I think he has like a form of Tourette's. And all the cocaine he did back in the day just kind of brought it to the forefront, and he stuck.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people that I would. It's kind of like when I did the Tuesday night conversation with Manny Fernandez, which is still playing on Beyond Ringside Radio and available on podcast. I mean, there were so many other questions that I wanted to ask, and I couldn't believe that we went 55 minutes. But the man was just a tremendous interview, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy interviewing the legends just as much as I enjoy interviewing some of the up and coming stars of today, as well as the superstars of today. I mean, Mabo, I know that you and I were talking before the interview with Nigel McGuinness, which is still available for download through iTunes. You had, what were the emotions going through your mind before that interview started?
God, I hope I don't throw up.
That's what it was. Because I think off air we were discussing it. It's like, and I was getting him on the phone, pulling him in through Skype, and Mabel's going, I hope I don't throw up. If there was a dream interview, it doesn't have to be in wrestling. Going 9 minutes before the top of the hour here on Beyond Ringside Live. Kevin Brandon from IWA Deep South scheduled to join us after the top of the hour. The dream interview, it doesn't have to be in wrestling. In any walk of life, if you had the opportunity right now, who would that interview be? Mabo.
Jesus.
I talk to him on a daily basis, and occasionally he answers back. At least that's what my therapist says.
I don't know, man. Why would I want to interview somebody not in wrestling for Beyond Ringside?
Okay.
Well, let's talk about something.
No, it doesn't have to be for Beyond
Ringside. Ronda Rousey.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess it'd be kind of not really cliche, but we've just heard so many. There's been just so many interviews with him. I don't know what I could add to it, but I would like to sit down with Mick Foley, or if he was still available, or if he was still able to. Not saying he can't, but I'd like to. If he was in way better health, I'd like to sit down with Bobby Heenan.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that would be a dream. See, that would actually be in wrestling. That would be mine. Wicked.
Myself. I'd like to interview myself.
I would like to hear that. I think we'll set that up sometime.
That would be great. It'd be like formidable opponent. Because I'd definitely be like, no, what? Fuck you. Fuck you. No, fuck you.
We'll do that on a Tuesday night conversation sometime. We can tape it.
Out of your mind. I would never do that. I'd have to drop like eight hits of acid. I'd have to be like so messed up.
And I would not be in the same area code as you while you do it.
Lord have mercy. I would not. No, absolutely not. That was just a joke. But I think that would be crazy.
We brought the name up a couple of times during the first hour and a half, and I want to go ahead and touch this real quick because there are two things that I really wanted to mention during Seg 1. The UFC fight from last night, Ronda Rousey, Jen Carmouche. I loved it. Carmouche gave a tremendous account of herself. I thought for a minute that she was going to lock it in on Rousey, and the upset was going to be there. Carmouche going into last night at 7-2, Rousey at 6-0, and from that,
Eddie,
yes,
everybody has a game plan until they're punched in the mouth. When she had that standing rear naked choke on Ronda, how Ronda dealt with that showed a lot. It showed exactly the point of a great fighter.
Yes. Now, also, the fact is...
Cyborg's next. Cyborg's got to drop 20-something pounds.
Also, don't forget there's another fight coming up involving Miesha Tate, and the winner of that fight is going to get Rousey, actually, before Cyborg gets into the mix. And from there, now, you were talking about the choke attempt going on her back. Notice Rousey's legs never wavered. She did not shake the first time. It's just like cool, calm, collected. How am I going to get out of this? Out! Let's take it home. And also,
but look, she started. But let's. I don't know how many people actually saw it, but I did see this. As always, this is one of those matches when they were on the ground. Liz tried to roll, but Ronda rolled with her, which was something important.
Yes.
That's where your wrestling and judo comes in handy.
Yes.
You can't out wrestle a wrestler. You're going to have to go in with somebody that can somehow, some way. Completely overpower her, which I don't see happening, or out quick her. I mean, you can't out-wrestle a wrestler, especially somebody with judo.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. And that was her downfall. When she got on the ground and started trying to, because she tried the last 2 minutes and something seconds of the match, she was trying to fight off the armbar.
Yeah. Exactly.
And people are like, oh, I can't believe that's the only thing she goes for. You stick with what got you to the game.
Exactly. Impact Wrestling, don't forget that. You stick with what brought you to the damn dance, and Rousey did.
Ring of Honor, everybody, every MMA, you got to stick to your core audience.
Yes. Never
you got
alienate
to stick to your core talent. You got to stick, that talent has to stick to what got them to that point, to where people paid to see them. And people forget that.
And let me also go ahead and say this one that I meant to mention during Seg 1. In NASCAR, this weekend has been a tremendous one. And I agree with Joe Rogan's commentary. As it pertained to, I'm going to expand his comment to NASCAR from this weekend. What Danica Patrick was able to do. Won the pole at Daytona. Did pretty well in the duels. Did better than a lot of people did about not wrecking their damn car and having to go to a backup 5 times. Carl Edwards, one of my favorite racers, but still 5 cars in 1 week. Come on. Survived all of the mishaps that happened behind her, around her, and Danica Patrick coming in to turn in a top 10 finish at Daytona. I think those who have been critical of Danica Patrick need to look at this weekend and go, yeah, let's find somebody else to bitch about. Because Danica Patrick showed that when she's got the right tools, i.e. the car, and Haas Automation, Stuart Haas Racing gave her a great car this week. And she did a great job of driving it. So between Ronda Rousey in the Ultimate Fighting Championships, and I love the fact that Dana White had to eat his frickin' words, and Danica Patrick over in NASCAR this week, I think that it's been, to paraphrase Joe Rogan, these two, and I'll add Jen Carmouche to the mix because she gave a tremendous account of herself. You cannot overlook what Jen Carmouche did to get there at a 7-2 record. Tremendous. It should be very inspirational to a lot of young girls who were sitting back as much as a year ago going, I'd love to do it, but I don't think I could ever do it. And the inspiration provided by both Danica and Rousey and Carmouche, yeah, you can do it. If it's something that you dream about, that you want to do, follow the dream and do it to the best of your ability. Learn your craft exactly, and be the best.
I wish I could have heard the exact words of that were going, or what was going through Dana's mind as he was putting that belt.
I love the fact he's having to eat his words. I love it.
I know, but you could see his face. He's like, "Oh my God, I was wrong," and they got standing ovation.
And the crowd was not sitting for the fight. I mean, it was an electric crowd last night for UFC 157, and they absolutely lived up to the hype. They lived up to the billing, and to watch Dana White strap that belt around Ronda Rousey's waist was just I'm sorry, there's very few moments that I can honestly say just sit back and really make me pop. But when he had to do that, because remember, he does it 99 times out of 100, unless you just really piss him off. He had no choice but to respect the woman who is the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, Rowdy Ronda Rousey. Guys, I know y'all are probably going to bug in a couple of seconds. We'll run over just a second. I'll go ahead and say shameless plugs. Mark Bowman, if you want to throw them out there.
I don't feel good.
At M.A.
I don't feel good.
Okay, Wicked Nemesis, shameless plugs.
At Wicked Nemesis on Twitter, Wicked Nemesis Enoch on YouTube. Make sure you check out the Podomatic for Beyond Ringside and for the To Be Determined show, the YouTube for the To Be Determined show, and also the YouTube Ustream for Beyond Ringside. This Wednesday night, the To Be Determined show, we're scheduled to be joined by the NWA, can we say world champion?
Yes, we can.
Cahagas.
Nice. Very nice.
If it works out, that's going to happen. And word is this may be the last To Be Determined show for Tasha Simone. So we will see. We hope that the fight for Aurora went off well tonight. So we'll see about that as well. I hope that they did. I know that they had big hype for it. It was everywhere.
Yeah.
It made every wrestling website and every place I could see it, I saw it. So
yeah.
I hope that everything worked out well, because that's a great cause. So we cordially invite you this Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, to join us for the To Be Determined show, joining myself, Fast Eddie Lane, Matt Denton, and Tasha Simone. You will hear the Smarks Rage. You will also hear the one, the only, Tasha Knows Best. And hopefully Cahagas will be there.
There you go.
But thank you guys. You guys have a wonderful night. Don't forget Walking Dead tonight, 8 o'clock.
You got it. Maybe
and GCW Radio.
GCW Radio will be broadcast live at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time right here on BeyondRingside.com and Beyond Ringside Radio.
Saturday, Palmerdale. Palmerdale Saturday finals.
Friday night, Tarrant City at the Tarrant High School, and Saturday in Palmerdale. But I'll cover that.
We were booked for Friday. So,
Okay. Neither am I, so there. But I'll say it anyway.
Oh.
And I would like to add, though, whatever Eddie calls these Tuesday night interviews.
The Tuesday night conversations.
Yeah, I believe we have scheduled from Chikara, Wrestling is Fun, Wrestling is Awesome, and any other wrestling is, Veronica Ticklefeather, and I dare you to say the name without smiling. And then,
I laughed.
He popped.
And then later on in the evening, I believe we have women's wrestler Leah Von Dutch scheduled as well. Hopefully both of those will be able to come through.
Coolness. Looking forward to it. Folks, we're going to go to the top of the hour break, and when we come back, we're going to be joined by the promoter from IWA Deep South, Kevin Brannon, talking about the Cage of Carnage right here on Beyond Ringside. Stay tuned.
Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. Every day I wake up at 5 to give Dad his medicine. At 6 I make his breakfast. At 7 I shower. Every day I wake up
For
at
those
5.
caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love. Visit aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You must be your fairy godmother.
Cinderella's dream comes true because the glass slipper fits.
It fits.
In our world, the right fit can be just as important, especially when it comes to car seats. Always choose a car seat that's the right fit for your child's age and size to make sure your little pumpkin gets there safely every time.
Hop in, dear. Thank you.
For more information, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat. This message has been brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Alright, I've gone through all the tracks, just move through the beats. Do your thing.
Alright, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, aka DJ Hook!
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So getting into college, I've got what it takes. So do you.
Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org. Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
It takes 12 years to create a graduate. It takes about the same time to create a dropout. And at the end of the day, the difference between a child becoming one or the other could be you. So United Way is asking you to make a pledge. Tutor a child who needs help. Mentor a kid who needs someone on their side. Volunteer to read to children. Because when a child advances, we all advance. Be a reader, tutor or mentor. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the pledge now at liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Hey, what's up? Holla at ya, boy. XOXOXO. You getting these texts? Question mark. Where are you? What are you doing? OMG, you are making me mad. You better text me back. I'm waiting outside your house.
Relentless, aggressive texting is like sending an angry robot to deliver your message. When does the robot become dangerous? Let us know at that'snotcool.com.
That'snotcool.com.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
So, Jacqueline.
Yes, Mom?
I wanted to talk to you about something, and... Oh, wait. Hold on. I just got a text.
Oh, wait, Mom. I just got a message. So many comments on my comment.
Hey, guys, check out my new video game.
Mom, what?
Huh? Pew, pew.
What'd you say?
This weekend, unplug. Getting closer to nature can get you closer to your family.
To find the forest nearest you, go to discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Joe Perry and Steven Tyler of Aerosmith for Red. You know, it's okay to rock and roll and party down. Just don't get in that 2,000-pound bullet when you're done and cocked. And please don't drink and drive. I'm the one that jaded you.
A reminder that friends don't let friends drive drunk. A public service message brought to you by the Ad Council, U.S. Department of Transportation, National Association of Broadcasters, and RAD.
You and your family are connected by routine, and you stick to it. But what if a disaster strikes without warning? What if your day's routine is disrupted and you can't reach your family? Have you planned for that? Before a disaster turns your family's world upside down, be ready. Get a kit. Make a plan. Be informed. Learn how at www.ready.gov. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Ad Council.
This is the sound of a flat-screen television hurled off a building. Now the new bike your kid wants. These are the things you could have, all cast into oblivion. Because when you throw away money on wasted electricity, you throw away everything you could have bought with it. Use Energy Star light bulbs and appliances, and you could save hundreds of dollars a year. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Energy and the Ad Council.
Hello?
Hi, I found your name on the internet. I'm going through a foreclosure. Can you help?
Sure, it's simple. We'll just leverage your transitory expenditures into a fiduciary trust, and we massage those assets before your money goes into my private account.
I don't get it.
If you're facing foreclosure, who should you trust? The Hope Hotline is a free resource connecting you with HUD-approved housing counseling agencies, available 24 hours a day, who can give you the information and clarity you need. Call the Hope Hotline at 888-995-HOPE. That's 888-995-4673. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
Here at the GED Pep Talk Center, we've got a pep talk that can motivate you.
Sometimes things don't always turn out.
And this is Kenny Kip Kennedy, master of Kenny's Kempo Karate.
Hier spricht Tassilo Jung von Western Extreme Wrestling.
This is the Dark Child, Chance Crawford, NWA National Heavyweight Champion.
This is the Temptation, Sean Tempers.
This is Jacoby Boykins, a.k.a. the Alabama Ambassador, Mr. 256.
This is the Bee's Knees, the Casper Pajamas, and the whole shebang. Johnny Gargano.
This is Bill Behrens, and you're watching, you're listening, you're experiencing Beyond Ringside, and you are a better person for it. Trust me.
You got us live on a Sunday night, 7 minutes after the top of the hour. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside live on this 24th of February. It's been a great weekend. I have enjoyed every minute of it. Folks, tag team partners Mark Mabo Bowman and the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, have gone ahead and stepped away for the evening. Mark wasn't feeling too good, so I'm saying go get some rest, and I hope you get to feeling better real soon. Wick had family obligations and is getting ready to go into an undisclosed location. And somebody who is never in an undisclosed location, really bad segue, but I'll take it. A good friend of ours here on Beyond Ringside, the man behind it all with IWA Deep South. Kevin Brandon, welcome into Beyond Ringside, or welcome back, I should say.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you for having me, Ed.
It is a definite pleasure. Now, Kevin, for those who are not really, the IWA letters have been around for a while, and of course, you've got different divisions of it. For those who may not be familiar, let everybody know a little bit about IWA Deep South itself.
Okay, IWA is a branch of IWA which started with Ian Runt when he started IWA Mid-South back in 1996, and in 2005, I had contacted Ian about becoming a part of IWA, and so we started IWA Deep South in 2005, and we've been running ever since. And of course, we run the Carnage Cup Deathmatch Tournament every year, and then we run a couple other shows, and we've got this Cage of Carnage coming up on March 16th. That'll be the first time we've done one of these, so we're going to hopefully have a good show. Got a stacked card and expecting a big house, so we're getting ready about 3 weeks till it gets here, and so it should be a good show, man.
Now, folks, this is going to be on Saturday, March the 16th at the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga, Alabama. Doors are going to open at what time?
Doors going to open at 7 o'clock. Bell time 7:30. Got 8 matches. Smart Mark Video will be in the house recording all the action. We'll have the high spots will be there. They'll have a merchandise table. Hopefully you'll be there, Eddie.
Oh, yeah.
If you can make it. So should be a big event, man.
Matter of fact, members of the cast of Beyond Ringside, 2 Tons will be there. Mark Mabo Bowman will be there. Yours truly, Fast Eddie Lane, definitely live in attendance. We're looking to have the contingent down there, sitting ready to have a lot of fun. I know that Mabo and Tons made it, or 2 Tons made it up to the previous Carnage Cup that was up in North Alabama. I believe it was Elkmont, right?
That's correct. Yeah, last year, March 31st and April 1st. We hadn't got a date set for Carnage Cup this year, but it's tentatively looking like November. So we'll shoot for the end of the year this year. So that's what we're looking at right now.
Now, let me go ahead and ask the magic question. Tickets for the event, availability, and how much are they?
Tickets at the door will be $10. Advanced tickets will be $8, and you can contact myself at 256-223-2021, or you can contact Joe Hogan at 205-585-5449, or you can send me an email, alabamapro@hotmail.com. So either one of those numbers or the email address will be sufficient to get tickets.
And also, there is a Facebook event page set up that people can go check it out. All you have to do is type in the letters IWA, and it will be one of the first choices that come up. You'll see the event page for IWA Deep South Cage of Carnage. We're here once again with IWA, the man behind it all, Kevin Brennan, live on this Sunday night edition of Beyond Ringside. Now, the main event for this match is one that has got a lot of people talking. Because for those who have not had an opportunity to catch one of the IWA Deep South Carnage Cup events, or one of the other that you do, that a lot of people want to use the word hardcore, a lot of people use the word ultra-violent, because, you know, there's been such a gray area about the word hardcore over the last few years as far as wrestling goes, to where the ultra-violent label has really started to take off and take over, and it's actually very well applied, because you know, a lot of people say that company out of the Northeast, when they created their hardcore title, or WCW created their hardcore title, sorry, that company out of Atlanta is what I should have said, a dilution took place over what the original deathmatch and hardcore style was all about. Well, companies like yours, IWA Deep South, have picked up that mantle and have taken it back to and beyond what it originally was. I had the privilege of being at Carnage Cup 2 years ago, and I'll tell you the truth, it was the first time that I'd been to an event live that specialized in the ultraviolet style of matchups. And I will tell you the truth, I had an absolute blast. I enjoyed it from start to finish. It was a great show. Well done. My hat's off to you. Mabo and Tunzi made it up to the Elkmont show. It was a 2-day event. They made it up for the first day, and they said that they had a great time up there with all things considered, because I know you were battling the elements up there. And,
yeah.
You know, for what they were able to do while everything was going on and was safe for everybody to work, they said they had a great time. So, you know, the track record continues, because I know that they'd been to a previous event before the one that I was able to attend. But the main event for Cage of Carnage on Saturday, March 16th in Sylacauga is going to be a first ever Cage of Carnage match, which is going to be a steel cage match on steroids. And you think, yeah, for those who watch that company out of Florida, and you think Lethal Lockdown is a fun match to watch, I have a really strong feeling, Kevin, that you're taking everything into consideration, and to make the Cage of Carnage match one that people will be talking about for a long time to come, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I mean, it'll be a 4-way dance. You familiar with Bulldozer Matt Tremont from CZW?
Yep.
Then Spider Boudreaux, one of our homegrown guys. Damien Payne is the third participant, and then Josh Crow. Damien Payne and Josh Crow debuted at Carnage Cup last year, and in my opinion had one of the best matches on the tournament. I don't know if you got a chance to look at their match. It was really good. And then, of course, Bulldozer match, Tremont Spider Boudreaux advanced, and they made it on to the finals, in which they had, in my opinion, the highlight spot of the weekend, where Spider Boudreaux gave Bulldozer Matt Tremont the Spider driver off of an 18-wheeler rig trailer through like 4 tables with tubes on it.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was up there. People told me that it was up there with the Zandig Signic Mondo bump from TLD2 back in 03.
Yeah.
They said that. I mean, that's what people tell me. You know, I'm not tooting my own horn or anything. I'm not trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass. I'm just saying what people told me the closest point to that was like the Mondo Zandig. You know, that was the closest comparison bump. And so you put them 4 in that cage, I mean, with a lot of glass and just random weapons and maybe some, double stack table gimmicks on the outside, and maybe a platform built. We're planning on doing a platform where they can do some bumps off the bit. So, I mean, it's going to be wild, man.
Now, you make
really looking forward to it.
You make the reference to things being outside the ring as well as inside the ring. How is the winner determined in this match?
Let's see. Right now, it's still up in the air. I hadn't decided. I'm leaning toward it's probably going to be elimination style. Is what I hadn't like set in stone the way to win. But it's leaning towards elimination style. So it's probably going to be elimination style, pinfall or submission.
Okay.
To be eliminated is what I'm leaning towards.
Now, you also, leaning toward the ultraviolet side, you have a fatal 4-way set up with Crazy Cody Kruger, the Beast Bryant Woods, Dusty McWilliams, and a good friend of ours here on Beyond Ringside, the Angel of Death, John Rare. Would you tell everybody about this match?
Yeah, I made a 4-way dance. It's going to be a Taipei thumbtacks with carpet strip doors. Everybody's familiar with Taipei. The traditional Taipei gimmick is where you have the tape fist and you glue the fist and you put the broke glass on there. Well, it's going to be like that, except it's going to be thumbtacks glued on the fist instead of broke glass. And in addition to that, there'll be some carpet strip doors set up throughout the outside of the ring and some inside the ring. That'll be a 4-way dance. It should be pretty crazy. Those 4 guys should tear it up.
I can only imagine. Like I said, John Rare, a good friend of ours here on BR, I believe I worked with Dusty McWilliams once at another show, and when you add the insanity that John Rare brings, the craziness that Dusty McWilliams brings, and then you bring Crazy Cody Kruger and the Beast Bryant Woods into it, anything is liable to happen at any second, right, Kev?
Yeah, those 4 guys are crazy, man. I mean, John Rare is a good friend of mine. I mean, one of the best guys I've got. He's just a great guy. I mean, one of the nicest guys to be around outside the ring. But I mean, inside, there's not many guys sicker than John. I mean, John and Spider are the 2 sickest. And I mean, I know I don't want to make anybody else mad, but most people probably agree that John Rare and Spider Boudreaux are the 2 sickest guys that there are right now doing that stuff. But not to take anything away from those 3 guys, I mean, Dusty can tear it up and do the deathmatch stuff. He don't do it a whole lot, but he can. When it it's time for him to do it, he'll tear it down. Bryant Woods is a new young guy, up and coming guy, trying to make a name for himself. So I think Brian will do real well. Cody Kruger is from Louisiana. Cody is a really, really good, solid worker with a good, outgoing character. And that's rare. His character is really, really good, and his work is good. And a lot of guys, talk bad about the deathmatch guys, saying, they can't words. You know, they can't, work a match. They just hit each other with shit. Well, I mean, Cody's a damn good worker. I mean, he can work really well, and he'll take crazy bumps. So, I mean, I don't know, man. That one's gonna be crazy. I mean, minus the cage, I mean, that would be just as crazy as the cage. I mean, minus the cage. I mean, that's gonna be pretty wild,
Now, in one-on-one competition, you have got Big C versus Sicko the Clown. Tell us about that one.
Okay, Big C is a local favorite from Vincent, and he always brings a good crowd with him. I mean, and so he's always good to have on these shows, and he's working Sicko the Clown. Sicko, he debuted for me at Carnage Cup last year in the Deathmatch Rumble and proved himself. So this will just be a regular matchup. There won't be any hardcore stuff, but should be an interesting singles match.
Now, this is what I was about to hit on, is the fact that this show is going to feature something for everyone in more ways than one. Because if you're not familiar with the ultra-violent style, with the true hardcore style, deathmatch style, this is going to be a learning experience that I have a feeling you're really going to enjoy. And then you're also going to have more traditional wrestling matches that are on the card. Of course, Big C Sicko the Clown is going to be one with another match with Hometown Flair. The New Age superstar Joe Hogan is going to be taking on the Man Scout Jake Manning, good friend of ours. Actually, both gentlemen good friends of ours here on Beyond Ringside. Personally, I've known and worked with Joe for a number of years. Tremendous in-ring talent. Jake Manning, great reputation in and around the world of professional wrestling, a great in-ring presence, knows what he's doing, and these two guys, when they lock it up, this is going to be a classic matchup, right, Kev?
Yeah, it'd be a classic match. I'm pretty sure it's the first time they've ever worked each other, and but both of them are good technical wrestlers and should bring a good technical match to the card that night. So yeah, looking forward to that one for sure.
Another match between two very good friends of ours here on Beyond Ringside. Tim Donst will be taking on Christian Haim.
That one I'm looking forward to a lot. I'm pretty sure that one there is going to be a good, strong style match. A lot of stiff stuff in there. I'm sure some technical and maybe some spotty stuff in there. So, I mean, just a good, solid match, man. I'm really looking forward to that. I mean, that match, if it wasn't booked on my show, I mean, it should be booked on a Chikara show. So, I mean, it's going to be really good, man.
Now, also, you're adding another company, so to speak, to the mix, because the $5 wrestling world title will be defended in a three-way dance. You're going to have a special referee, Mr. $2.99 James Dewberry. The $5 champion, Freight Train, takes on Big James and Silicaga's own Chaos, right?
Yeah, that's correct. That should be interesting. Those who aren't familiar with the $5 wrestling, they focus a lot on the guys that the greener guys and the guys that are comical, funny, and so. If you hadn't checked $5 Wrestling out, I recommend checking it out. Jake Manning, he runs that promotion, and it's kind of a new phenomenon. It's taking off. I think other people are going to try to copy what Jake's done, because I think he's been successful thus far with the $5 gimmick. And Freight Train, he's over. I mean, big time over. I mean, his promos are funny as hell, and I mean, he's great, man. And Big James, you're familiar probably from 2 years ago. He was in the Deathmatch Rumble at Carnage Cup.
Yep.
And almost bled to death. He got messed up pretty good in that Deathmatch Rumble. So he's coming in there with Freight Train, and then the local guy that helps me out a lot is a great aspect of all my local shows. Is a Chaos. I mean, he's not very experienced. I mean, he's got, he's got some work to do, but I mean, he should be able to hang in there good with Freight Train and Big James. So we're looking forward to that. It's kind of a change of pace from what the other matches are going to bring, so it should be interesting.
Now, in a very specialized match that has got a lot of people talking, it's an IWA Deep South versus Chikara trio-style matchup. Jarek Tyler, Caden Side, Shane Smalls taking on the Batiri. This is going to be a lot of fun. Cobalt, Kodama, and Obarian representing the Batiri in this night. They're coming to my home state of Alabama. I'm really digging it. I'm a huge Chikara fan. And when I found out that you were bringing in the Batiri, it's like, and then I found out who you've got them going up against. It's like, you know something? I better bring a camera with extra batteries because I have a feeling I'm going to be taking some serious pictures during this match. Right, Kev?
Yeah, that was going to be a good, innovative match, man. A lot of spots in it and a lot of innovative stuff. There again, like with Dunst and Haynes, I mean, that trios match, should be booked the King of Trios, that Chikara. Jarrett Tyler, Shane Smalls, and Caden Sade should represent Deep South well in that match. And I think we'll match up really good against the Batiri. I'm really looking forward to it, man. It should be a fast-paced, high-impact, innovative six-man trios match.
And let me go ahead and say this, because a lot of people look at the word Sylacauga as like, where's Sylacauga? Sylacauga is actually very easy to get to from Montgomery, from the Talladega St. Clair County area, all the way to Birmingham. It's easy to get to for a number of different ways. And all you have to do is just look it up. It's going to be at the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga. Once again, this is going to be Saturday, March 16th. Bell time set for 7:30. Doors are going to be opening at 7 o'clock p.m. And in the main event for Cage of Carnage from IWA Deep South, title for title, champion versus champion, the IWA Deep South champion, Freak Show, takes on the Chikara Grand Champion Eddie Kingston. One-on-one match. Kev?
It's going to be a good one, man. Just stiff, strong style, stiff. It could break down into a brawl. You could have a brawl in that match, but I'm looking it's probably going to be just really stiff, man. That's what I'm looking at.
And I agree with the terminology of strong style being used, because if you've watched an Eddie Kingston match and if you've watched a Freak Show match, when you get these two in the ring, not even thinking about the fact that it's going to be title versus title, not even the factor that they're representing two companies as their primary champions, but you get two stars like Freak Show and Kingston in this ring and just turn them loose and let them run. This is going to be one where I'm going to use the old tractor pull. You won't need the whole seat. You're going to pay for the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Because these two will definitely go at it. This could go outside the ring at the drop of a hat, and you never know what either gentleman is going to do. You've got two great professionals that are going to be going at it, and that are not afraid to let it rip. Right, Kev?
Yeah, that's right, man. It's going to be out of control.
And folks, like I said, Saturday, March 16th is going to be a great night. Now, you're going to be these are going to be filmed for DVD, right?
That's correct. A Smart Mark Video will be in the house filming for DVD and video on demand release now, MP4. So in the future, we're going to start doing pay-per-views. Haven't got it confirmed yet, but the Carnage Cup 9 may possibly even be it will be a live pay-per-view. I've got to confirm that. I don't want to say yes, but we're working on trying to make the Carnage Cup 9 a live pay-per-view. So bigger and better things are happening for us, man.
Very cool. I'm glad to hear about it too. So you're going to keep us posted on upcoming events for Carnage Cup, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I'll stay in contact, and as soon as I get a date secured, then I'll let you know.
Folks, you got it. It's going to be a great night of professional wrestling action that everybody will find something different, and I guarantee I'll put it like this. Like I said, there's going to be something for everyone there. Whether you like the good old-fashioned brawls, whether you like a pure technical match, or whether you want to lean out toward the ultraviolet and the pure hardcore, the death match style, there will be something for you on this card. Saturday night, March 16th at the J. Craig Smith Community Center in Sylacauga, Alabama. Kevin, anything else you'd like to lay out there?
Just spread the word. Tell everybody you can. I mean, let's try to pack it out and get our biggest house we've ever had. So just spread the word.
It's going to be a great night. Folks, tell your friends, mark your calendars, make your plans. Saturday night, March 16th. Remember, advance tickets are available, $8 a piece. Tickets at the door, $10 a piece. Kids 7 and under are free. Remember, you can find the event page over on Facebook. All you have to do is just in that little search field in the top center, type in IWA, and then it'll start to come up, and you'll see the event page for IWA Deep South, Cage of Carnage, as brought to you by Kevin Brannon and IWA Deep South. Kevin, always great to talk to you. Look forward to having you back on soon.
Well, thanks for having me, Eddie.
And we will definitely see you on March 16th. Like I said, 2 tons. Mabo, yours truly, all representing Beyond Ringside. We are going to be in the house and ready to have some fun that night. Ladies and gentlemen, our very special guest with IWA Deep South, Mr. Kevin Brannon, has just once again gone Beyond Ringside. And we'll be back on Beyond Ringside Live right after this.
Since I seen your face, I've been everywhere and back, trying to replace everything that I broke till my feet went numb, praying like a fool that's been on the run.
This is Ryan Tedder from One Republic. The beat of our new song, Feel Again, was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers save millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
Brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
Arr! We be under attack! Man the long nine! Arr! Prepare to be boarded! Flagship starboard bound! What? No, not by the enemy flagship, by garbage! Me beautiful ocean be full of it these days. Many of folk don't know that when they throw their trash on the ground, it eventually makes its way into the ocean. So lend us a hand by always recycling and disposing of your trash properly. And learn more what you can do to keep the ocean healthy at keepoceansclean.org. Brought to you by the Keep Oceans Clean Alliance and the Ad Council.
What's your favorite color? Tell us, please.
Kids will spend 20 minutes listening to songs like this.
What's your favorite color? What's your...
How about 2 minutes to brush their teeth? Brushing for 2 minutes now can save your child from severe tooth pain later. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. 2 minutes twice a day. They have the time. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Me, a cat, moving in with a new human. It took a little getting used to. She has these weird games she likes to play, like this giant feather. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. She sticks it in my face. I swat it away. It's almost like she thinks I enjoy it. But seeing how much fun she gets out of it, well, I guess it makes it all worth it. Humans.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Hi, this is Ozzy Osbourne. For many years, you know I've had a drink problem and I'm trying to battle that problem every single day. But one thing I don't drive my car when I'm drinking. I get someone to drive me. Do not drink and drive. It's the stupidest thing. If you drink, just don't drive. Not only are you going to hurt yourself, you may hurt some other person, and you wouldn't want that on your conscience, would you?
A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Frank Beard of ZZ Top for RAD. If you're out partying and drinking, and we all know that happens sometimes, please don't get behind the wheel. Give up the keys to a designated driver. Please don't drink and drive.
A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Transportation, RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Clutching the envelope tightly, I stepped onto the ladder at the bottom of the treehouse. Something caught my eye above me and I looked up. Light! It looked as if there were a firework display going on inside the treehouse. Crackling and snapping and whizzing sounds spun around above my head. Light shot out in sparks, dancing to the popping of noise. And then I looked up and saw... To find out what happens next, read Philippa Fisher's Fairy Godsister by Liz Kessler. Explore new worlds and check out more cool books at your local library. And visit read.gov, brought to you by the Library of Congress and the Ad Council.
During the holiday season, why not take a moment to give yourself a holiday gift?
We have a suggestion. Give yourself the gift of your own Social Security statement. The online statement is simple, easy to use, and provides estimates to help plan for retirement, as well as estimates for disability and survivor's benefits. It allows you to verify that your earnings are correct in your Social Security records, which can make a difference in your benefits. Get your statement at www.socialsecurity.gov/mystatement.
While cutting molding with a 12-inch dual compound miter saw, while holding a newborn baby in your arms, when face-to-face with a congregation of alligators, with the ball in your hands and the entire freaking season on the line.
There are a million places you'd never consider texting, so why would you do it while driving? NASCAR driver Casey Kane here, asking you to please stop the text, and together we can stop the wrecks.
Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Get the message at stoptextstopwrecks.org.
My name is Charles. My name is Charles. One day I had a sudden headache. I had a headache. My arm went numb and I felt confused. My arm went tingly. I was having a stroke. My wife dialed 911. I had a stroke on the bus. Seconds made all the difference.
If you or someone you know has any of these symptoms, don't wait. Call 911.
Time lost is brain lost.
For more information, visit powertoendstroke.org. Brought to you by the American Heart Association, American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
This is Angel Orsini.
This is the Human Hand Grenade, Danny Only.
This is Dirty Dutch Mantel.
This is Liz Savage.
This is Vinny O'Brien, 2010 Golden Glove champion. This is Gabe Sapolsky from Dragon Gate USA and Evolve Pro Wrestling, and you're locked into Beyond Ringside.
The home run round is underway. Going into 24 minutes before the top of the hour. Welcome back into Beyond Ringside Live on a Sunday night edition. Fast Eddie Lane going it all alone for the last few minutes of the show. Let me go ahead and switch around. I'm going to go ahead and spin around to what has become almost iconic in monitor number 4. And let me go ahead and click these buttons real quick. Yes, doing stuff on the fly. Go figure that one out. Bring up 4. Thank you. You had a chance earlier, and Wicked and I were talking about some of the events that occurred last night at Global Championship Wrestling in Pell City, Alabama, the round 2 of the 2013 JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. Want to let everybody know real quick that, of course, our home promotion, Global Championship Wrestling, or I'll say, well, Wick won't say home, but I'll say home because that's the one I work with primarily. And I will be doing some stuff with IWAD South. Looking forward to it. And some other promotions in the very near future. GCW, Global Championship Wrestling, will be at Tarrant High School in Tarrant, Alabama on Friday, March the 1st. Also, they'll be back in Palmerdale, Alabama on Saturday, March the 2nd for the finals of the JYD Memorial Tag Team Tournament. Also want to let everybody know, Genesis Championship Wrestling Classic will be in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey on Saturday, March the 2nd of 2013 at the Pompton Lakes Elk Lodge, 15 Perrin Avenue. They've got some special guest appearances. The original Doink the Clown will be there. The ECW Zombie will be there, or Zombie from ECW will be there. Tito Santana will be there, and Greg the Hammer Valentine, slated to be on the card for Genesis Championship Wrestling in Pompton Lakes, New Jersey on Saturday, March 2nd. Looks like it's going to be a great card. Also, finding out, East Coast Professional Wrestling live. Excuse me a second, sorry about that. But ECPW will be, let me go ahead and grab I'm trying to pull the graphic up real quick. On March the 1st, they will be back in action. I've had a conversation with some folks with ECPW, and they are nonstop. They've got something going on almost every weekend. They're going to be in Ellenville, New York at the Pioneer Fire Department, 73 Center Street. Belt on Friday, March the 1st. Bell time set for 7:30 p.m. Tickets are $15 a piece. Tony Atlas, Mr. USA, scheduled to be on the card, taking on the Patient. The Middletown Express taking on the Fallen Angels. The ECPW Television Championship will be defended that night. The ECPW Championship will be defended that night. You've got a lot of great stars on that show for East Coast Professional Wrestling, Friday, March 1st in Ellenville, New York. Also coming up in the very near future, Saturday, March the 2nd, it's going to be the PWF Dream Night. Bell time set for 8 o'clock p.m., Fan Fest at 6 o'clock p.m. On this card in Corbin, Kentucky, at the Corbin Civic Center, 128 Civic Center Drive, the Iron Demon, Shane Mercer, takes on multi-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, Scrap Iron, Adam Pierce. Once again, that's in Corbin, Kentucky. At the Corbin Civic Center, the PWF hosts Dream Night. There is going to be a fan fest, 6 o'clock p.m. local time. Bell time set for 8 o'clock p.m. local time. Looking for and finding upcoming events. Would love to have been able to bring you an update from the Benefit for Steve Fry from last night. Have not had a chance because I've been so many different directions, and I apologize for that. Also was hoping to get an update from Tasha Simone about the events that have been taking place up in Tennessee for the Fighting for Aurora. Also, a number of my tag team partners with Global are making an appearance over in Warner Robins, Georgia with Rampage Pro Wrestling. And was hoping to get an update. We're going to work on getting some of those updates. I'm going to get some of the guys in on GCW Radio a little bit later on this evening. And like I said, Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio will be back live tonight, 9 p.m. Central, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific. Also, don't forget the To Be Determined show this Wednesday night, live on Beyond Ringside Radio. It's going to be 9 p.m. Central, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific. Wicked Nemesis, Tasha Simone, Matt Denton, Mark Rage, Corey Notch, and yours truly. Go to the controls for 2 hours of wrestling uncensored and then some. So you got a lot of I want to say a very special thank you to Mark Grayson for the Georgia Wrestling Report this evening. That, of course, is a regular feature here on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and Beyond Ringside Radio. I've got some new features that we're going to be working on, some brand new programming that's going to be coming to light over the next few weeks. Folks in our home state of Alabama know that my former tag team partner with Global on the broadcast position, Ted Guinness, has moved out west. I do believe he's now making residence in Idaho. And as soon as he gets everything set up with the Great American Media Entertainment Studios, we're going to be featuring Ted on Beyond Ringside Radio, as he's got a brand new show that's going to be coming up called Bruises and Brews with Ted Guinness. Also, our good friends over at Cause and Effect and part of Heel Nation. Got brand new programming coming up from their direction as well. And I want to go and let everybody know, we are looking for correspondence in different areas, of course, all across the 50. Canada, Mexico, the UK, Germany, Japan, China, Australia. We are looking for correspondents that are able to give us updates on what is going on in their particular neck of the woods. So if you or someone you know would like to sign on, BR is a labor of love for me and everybody affiliated with it. I wish I could give you money, but unfortunately I can't. But if you're with a promotion and you want to try to get the word out, and you're able to be fair, kind of like Mark Grayson is, there's so many different promotions that he talks about during the during the Georgia Wrestling Report that he's not a part of, but he's very happy to mention because it is a matter of state pride for a lot of us in a lot of different ways. So definitely, like I said, if you're interested and would like to do a spotlight report for your state, you got it. All you got to do, drop me an email. beyondringside@gmail.com. You can find me on facebook.com/FastEddieLane. Want to remind everybody, of course, the entire cast of Beyond Ringside is over on Twitter. At Wicked Nemesis, very easy to get to. At MA_BO for Mark Mabo Bowman. Brooks Logan, who has taken a leave of absence. Paulie Wells. Vicky Jackson, MMA Vicky J. You can find her over there as well. Be sure to keep your eyes open on BeyondRingside.com for all upcoming show information. We got a lot of great things going on and definitely want to keep everybody in the loop. We'll be back at it live, and also be sure to check out Beyond Ringside Radio. A lot of you are listening through there. It is greatly appreciated. Even when we sign off from the live events and the live broadcasts, recent episodes and interviews are run 24/7 through Beyond Ringside Radio and the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Keep your eyes open for us on YouTube as well as Ustream. For everybody over in the chat rooms this evening, I saw a number of people coming in. Daryl, you're still hanging out in the BR chat room. Thank you, brother. Always appreciated. To everybody over in the Ustream chat from earlier tonight, thank you so much. To those who are listening on Ustream Mobile, Shoutcast, all the different ways that you can find Beyond Ringside, we thank you so much. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and sign it off for right now. I'm going to be returning at 9 o'clock p.m. Central Time for Global Championship Wrestling's GCW Radio. And Wednesday night, of course, we go back live with the To Be Determined show. Wicked Nemesis taking the reins on that one. For the entire cast and crew of Beyond Ringside, thank you again to Kevin Brandon for coming on board with us this evening. Looking forward to Tuesday night podcast exclusive interviews with Veronica Ticklefeather and Leah Von Dutch. Check out the pod site. BeyondRingside.podomatic.com is the site. And of course, you can always subscribe by checking out iTunes. For Mark Mabo Bowman, for the Oracle of Ominous, the Wicked Nemesis, this is the Magic City Motor Mouth, Fast Eddie Lane, saying we'll see you next Sunday right here on the live version of Beyond Ringside. Bye-bye.